What's up, guys? How have you been? How have you been? Okay, I'll see if I can help that. First timers, welcome. It's One Take Tom. Returners, welcome. It's One Take Tom. Let's get to it. Today we're going to be reacting to Eminem, his second track in the Slim Shady LP album, Guilty Conscience. Now I know most of you have heard this one. It's probably a fan favourite, but we're going to take it apart and analyse it either way. Now remember, this is his first ever album with Dre, where he already had My Name Is as the very first track. Very controversial, very bouncy, very good. Now the second track we've got is Guilty Conscience. So let's jump straight in.
Meet Eddie, 23 years old. Fed up with life and the way things are going, he decides to rob a liquor store. But on his way in, he has a sudden change of heart, and suddenly, his conscience comes into play.
Alright, stop. Now before you walk in the door of this liquor store and try to get money out the drawer, you better think of the consequence.
Okay, first things first. It's a bit abnormal to be doing some background commentary or narration like this guy's doing, but it sounds good. Already he's into this storytelling that he likes to do, or that we've seen he likes to do. We haven't seen it yet, but we already know what it's about, and I think it's so clever how they do the back and forth. Guilty conscience, right? This is your conscience speaking. So we've got the narration, and then we've also got him talking to his conscience. So we'll see how that goes.
Play.
Alright, stop. Now before you walk in the door of this liquor store and try to get money out the drawer, you better think of the consequence. Who are you? I'm your motherfucking conscience. That's nonsense. Go.
I mean, Dre. Shout out Dre. It's great for him to have a feature on it. We love to hear from Dre. He's got a great voice for it as well. The rhyming is fantastic. Before you walk out the door, this liquor store, try to get money out the drawer, you better think of the consequence. I'm your mother conscience. That's great rhyming. And then M's about to come in, or should I say Slim?
The consequence. Who are you? I'm your motherfucking conscience. That's nonsense. Go in, gap for the money in front of one of your aunt's cribs and borrow a damn dress in front of a brown wig. Tell her you need a place to stay. You'll be safe for days if you shave your legs with Renee's razor blades. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, then Slim obviously is coming in as the bad conscience, right? Get for the money, run one of your aunt's cribs. What was he said? Tell her you need a place to stay. You'll be safe for days if you shave your legs with Renee's razor blades. Already he's coming back in with this weird wordplay, but fantastic rhyming couplets. It's so funny. Just like in My Name Is, when he was doing all that random wordplay, random words, razor blades, shave your legs. Stop it. We already know what it's going to be like.
The place to stay. You'll be safe for days if you shave your legs with Renee's razor blades. Yeah, but if it all goes through like it's supposed to, the whole neighborhood knows you and they'll expose you. Think about it before you walk in the door first. Look at the store clerk, she's older than George Burns. Fuck that, do that shit, shoot that bitch. Can you afford to blow this shit? Are you that rich? Why you give a fuck if she dies? Are you that bitch? Do you really think she gets the fuck if you have kids?
Man. It's very controversial, especially M's side of it. But obviously that's the point. It's the good, the bad. So he gets away with saying the bad because he also says the good. But let's not take away also just the insane rhyming from all of this. Shoot that bitch. Can you afford to blow this? Are you that rich? Why you give a fuck if she died? Are you that bitch? Like the assonance again. Ooh ah e, ooh ah e. So it's 3 syllable part. Ooh ah e. Right at the end of each thing. What's great about Eminem's raps and his songs and a lot of his tracks is that sometimes they're so good you just completely forget that it's a rap itself, or that you should even be listening for this. It's just such a good storytelling that you just go along with it anyway, visualizing everything. You forget to even listen to the words and the rhymes sometimes. That's when you know it's good.
not worth it to risk it. Not over this shit. Drop the biscuit. Don't even listen to Slim, yo. He's bad for you.
You know what, Dre? I don't like your attitude.
And the back and forth is honestly so good. I don't know if M wrote Dre's lines as well. I would have thought probably for most of it, but the back and forth is so good. Because even if it's someone else's lines, you still need to say it in your own way to make it sound good. And Dre does that really well. This back and forth is so good, honestly.
Meet Stan, 21 years old. After meeting a young girl at a rave party, things start getting hot and heavy in an upstairs bedroom. Once again, his conscience comes into play.
Now listen to me. While you're kissing her cheek and smearing her lipstick, slip this in a drink. Now all you gotta do is nibble on this little bitch's earlobe.
Yo, this girl's only 15 years old.
Okay. This is the part where it gets a bit, obviously it gets a bit much, but same sort of concept. The good, the bad, I mean the really bad. But still, let's try and listen out for the rhymes and the clever wordplay as well. I know what he's saying is quite hectic, but he still has really good rhyming wordplay. Kissing a chick, slip this in a drink. I mean, it's random words, random phrases, very controversial, but it's very good rhyming together. Honestly, it is top.
You shouldn't take advantage of her. That's not fair.
Yo, look at her bush. Does it got hair? Fuck this bitch right here on the spot bare till she passes out and she forgot how she got there.
Man, ain't you ever seen that one movie, Kids?
No, but I seen the porno with Son Dubious.
Shit, you wanna get hard off the jail?
Man, fuck that. Hit that shit raw dog and bail.
Okay. I mean, me personally, it's a bit risky. It's a bit risky to start saying shit like this in only your second track of the album. Right? I mean, not that you want to try and adhere to everything going on and all the rules and policies, but some things you probably shouldn't say, especially if it's going to be publicized everywhere. I mean, I know this is parental advisory, but this is sort of next level. That shit raw dog and bell. Jesus. I think only M kind of makes it work. I don't know, with the angry, you know, Detroit rapper. I wouldn't use those lines personally. I don't think I could get away with it, but fair enough. He still makes it work. He still has the clever rhyming wordplay, but he pushes it a bit. I just remembered what he just said.
Meet Grady, a
What's up, Grady?
29-year-old construction worker. After coming home from a hard day's work, he walks in the door of his trailer park home to find his wife in bed with another man.
Alright, calm down, relax, and start breathing.
Fuck that shit. You just caught this bitch cheating.
I mean, I already know where it's gonna go, but first of all, I love the narration and then the drop of the beat and the dun 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 dun. It's so bouncy as well. Honestly, it's such a good beat. Don't sleep on the beat. And then just the narration into the voices, into the conscience, into the rap. Honestly, it's put together perfectly. This is actually one of his masterpieces. I know Stan is undeniably one of the greatest, but this is really well put together. Like I said, one of those tracks where it doesn't even feel like a rap song. It's just a story. Like, how many of you are visualizing this right now, listening to it? I'm not really paying attention to the words and the rhyming play at the moment. You have to go back for that. You have to go replay that. That is top song, that is. Okay, let's see how he goes with this. We know he's about to get. I'm kind of with Shady on this one.
Start breathing.
Fuck that shit. You just caught this bitch cheating. While you at work, she's with some dude trying to get off. Fuck slit in her throat. Cut this bitch's head off.
Wait, what if there's an explanation for this shit?
What? She tripped, fell, landed on his dick?
I mean, some of them might say that. Some of them might try and get away with that as an excuse. I'm with Shady on this one though. It's just funny. I don't know how Dre tries to have a cover for this. You know, sometimes when that conscience comes in, does the good conscience ever agree with the bad conscience? Is there ever a point where they're both like, fair enough, fair enough? I'm sure there's some crossover. I mean, he's at work slaving away all day, 10, 11 hours, construction, hard labor, working. Puts the money on the table, comes back home, she's in bed with another man. Now, you shouldn't really get mad at the man unless you know him that well, because he didn't know, but she knew. Maybe don't rip her head off though, you know, that's just not worth it in the long run, but definitely leave after that.
For this shit.
What? She tripped, fell, landed on his dick?
Alright, Shady, maybe he's right, Grady. But think about the baby before you get all crazy.
Okay, thought about it. Still wanna stab her? Grab her by the throat, get your daughter and kidnap her? That's what I did. Be smart, don't be a retard.
Okay, now we can go back to the actual lyrics and rhymes, and it's so good, honestly. It just sounds like he's talking. He's just talking normally, but then he's rhyming at the end of it. And then he brings it back and then he rhymes at the end of it. And it's not just one syllable rhymes, it's 2 syllable rhymes, 3 words, sometimes the entire sentence. It's crazy, man, it's crazy skill. It gets overlooked massively. But go back, listen to the lyrics. I challenge you to recognize the talent. What is it? Get your daughter and kidnap her? Wanna stab her? Grab her by the throat? Get your daughter and kidnap her? He also does this like change of intonation on all the vowel sounds and the words. So I think that's how he helps get different words rhyming with each other a little bit more. Apple, stab her, grab your daughter throat and kidnap her. Do you see what I mean? Like more stress on certain vowels. I think it's very clever. It's very difficult to do, so I appreciate it a lot. Let's see the outcome of this.
Kidnapper, that's what I did. Be smart, don't be a retard. You gonna take advice from somebody who slapped D-Barnes?
What you say?
What's wrong? Didn't think I remember?
I'ma kill you, motherfucker.
Temper, Mr. Dre, Mr. NWA, Mr. AK, coming straight out of Compton, y'all better make way. How in the fuck you gonna
Honestly, how he just fits that in and it still matches the beat, it still matches the rhyme. Temper. How does he get that in? Come on, man, you telling me? This whole thing, it's a story, but it rhymes perfectly and really well. The flow's sick, the voices are sick, they're bouncing back and forth. There's a narrator in there as well. Honestly, this is world class.
Coming straight out of Compton, y'all better make way. How in the fuck you gonna tell this man not to be violent?
'Cause he don't need to go the same route that I went. Been there, done that. Oh, fuck it, what am I saying? Shoot them both, Grady. Where's your gun at?
Man, stop. What did we say? There's a crossover eventually. Oh shit. What am I saying? Shoot them both, Grady. Where's your gun at? Stop, man. That's not a way to go. Leave. Kick them out if it's your house, or leave if it's not. Don't shoot them. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But I'm glad Dre came through in the end. Honestly, that's so funny. You can just picture it all. Slim Shady is the evil conscience, Dre is the good conscience. The little scenarios that they get into. Honestly, that would be amazing. Imagine if you had that. If you had Shady and Dre in your head every time you had a hard decision to make. I would just go with Shady just because it's Shady. Honestly, I would. It'd be too difficult. Yes, Dre, you're right, Dre. I know, Dre. It's the right decision. But I'm going to do what Shady says because it's just funny. And the way he puts it, his accent, his voice, honestly, he's great. That was a really good quality piece of work. Really well put together. And it had a whole story arc to it as well. And then by the end of it, they changed their mind. They joined. What an ending as well. Honestly, masterpiece. That's put together so well. It didn't even feel like a rap song, did it? Your usual rap songs. That was a full-on story, but they wrapped it perfectly. They rhymed it perfectly. All the voices, the stories, the scenarios, it just worked. For me personally, that's up there with one of the top, for sure. That has so much to it. Honestly, it's so impressive. Shout out Em. You get slept on a lot. I still personally think you're underrated. A lot of people, a lot of your lyrics go straight over people's heads. We're here to try and break it down a bit more, help people understand. I know I miss a bit. You're very fast. We get into it a bit too much. We get carried away and we miss a bit. So I apologize. But this is top level work. I really appreciate the talent. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you think of this song, how you like it, if there are any others that are your personal favorite. So shout out Em again, and shout out you guys for watching. Thanks a lot. This has been One Take Productions. I am One Take Tom. I'll see you on the next one.